Augustus travelled around a lot. He spends more of his reign outside Italy than he does there. Hadrian does the same. A lot of emperors pretty much stay where they are. Someone like Claudius will make the effort to come to Britain for maybe 2 weeks at the most before going home as part of the invasion. He's there at Canulodonum, but he quickly clears off. Most emperors are not inclined to spend years campaigning away. That changes, it's a big pattern. However, they are advised by the Senate. There's 600 or so senators. If we just think about a province like Britain, that we always tend to think of as relatively unimportant. You've got 3 legions in Britain for much of the time. Later in the 2nd century, Britain will be divided into 2 provinces. But let's stick with it while it's just 1. You've got a governor who's a senator. You've got 3 legions, each commanded by a senator at a younger stage in his career. So that's 4. And within each of those legions, you have your senior tribune, who is somebody embarking on a senatorial career, and if he lives long enough, will go on to that. So that's 7 people at any one time from Rome's elite are here in Britain. And the same proportions in any of the military provinces. A lot of senators go to these places. So it does mean that when you think about, well, how much does the Senate know? We tend to, particularly those critics of the sort of rational strategy behind everything, will look at the literature that exists and the comments that are made about the planning for a campaign, or the ethnic descriptions you get in the Germania or something like that. How relatively simplistic those are, how much they draw on stereotypes that go back to Herodotus and probably beyond. This sense of other groups who do weird things, and this is the way they think. And that's what the Britons are like, or that's what the Germans are like, or the Numidians, or whoever it happens to be. We don't tend to get technical literature surviving from the ancient world. If you think of as an example, you've got Vitruvius writing there, 1st century, who clearly refers to and draws upon lots of very technical works about architecture. He refers to books written by people who designed the Parthenon that don't survive. We don't tend to get the dull stuff because it wasn't worth copying out again and again. Doesn't mean it wasn't there. So that there may be more rather duller but more informative books out there than what survives, but also you have direct experience of many of these regions within the Senate. The Senate is basically a group of people who, during the course of their career, if they're ambitious, they are going to travel the empire. Those same people who've had the military posts will probably have gone to senatorial provinces as well. And that's even without, particularly when you're young, going on the staff of a relative for experience. So there's actually quite a lot of people who know rather more about the world there in Rome than we might at first